Shooting from the Lip features views and opinions from smart, funny, serious, and not so serious people. This show is intended for a mature and not so mature audience. Enjoy the show!
What is up? Kevin Hale up in this house alongside my partner in crime that got the criminal activity started, about 12 minutes ago? Russ, what's up, playa?
Buddy, criminal. I don't know about criminal, but it should be criminal.
Should be.
Heathens.
Russ,
a bunch of heathens.
Yeah. You're still out of town, right?
I am. I'm in town. If you're talking about the town of Dallas.
All right. You're in Dallas. You're at the Big D, in the Big D. You are the Big D.
I am the Big D for sure.
Yeah. Russ Hinkle, Kevin Hale on this Monday night, May 1st, Russ. We're 4 months into the flipping year already. 4 months. For the latest Shooting from the Lip, it is episode 267 for those keeping score. Brother, I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been?
No, I look about the same, but yeah, here, there, and everywhere.
You're right, yeah. Nice little show tonight. Actually, it's kind of it's going to be a fun show because we've got one of our own coming back to us tonight, Russ, Tiffany Mac, who is, always will be part of the Shooting from the Lip family, Lip Nation. She and I did our Friday night paranormal show that we know you secretly marked over. You crushed on us. You loved it. You love it. You still love it. Putting on the silver hat.
Return of the Mac.
It is Return of the Mac. So she's back. She's going to hang with us for the first segment. We're going to talk some paranormal stuff, not to, put you to sleep, Russ. Play along. But we'll see what's been up with Tiffany. And
I'm ready.
Yeah, I know. And then the second segment, we'll do our round of shots with our latest Shooting from the Lip contributor, Jamie Jaggers, who made her show debut last week as a guest. She had so much fun sparring with you, Russ, that she wants Russ part due, if you will.
It's odd, even when you make it hurt a little bit, sometimes they come back. You never know.
I know. I mean, it's the impressions that you leave on people. So
I understand.
Still doing our shows Sunday nights. Quick plug. Doing the sports show with Heather Tungate tonight, obviously with my man Russ, and then Tuesday nights kicking it with Greg Unthank as we promote the local music scene to get the party started. Russ, timing is everything, as they say, and I've been wanting to get Tiffany back on the show for a while, and we came up with a date, and here we are. And prior to, or with every show we do, and this, Russ, and actually Tiffany knows this too, we have our kind of behind the scenes chatter going on Messenger just to kind of talk some show stuff. And I thought we did a pretty good job of getting us in show mood tonight, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, it needs a little more motivational. I felt like it, kind of a one-way street, but yeah, I mean, we just need, we need to psych each other up for these type of things.
Exactly. So the first shot was fired. Let's see, where we go from here. But with every great guest, you need the proper introduction. And I had come across this cool little theme song, and I thought this would be a perfect intro song music for Tiffany. Check this out. Tiffany Mac is back in the house as her mic is turned on. The blonde bombshell returns to Shooting from the Lip. Tiffany, what's up?
I can't stop moving. Did you play that just for me?
I did.
I just love dance music, and then it's just so grand. I loved it. Oh my goodness.
How are you, lady?
I'm great. How are you guys doing?
Good.
You Russ, guys are
good too, still right? Alive and kicking on this end.
The day was a little hard for me.
Really? I'm sure from the pre-show, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-show
Mm-hmm.
activities.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Tiffany,
Yeah.
seriously, welcome back. I think the last time you and I, last show we did was towards the end of 2016. And we really, I mean, we've talked online, but we've not actually had any, actually, I don't think we've had any really phone conversations since, but,
No, you just haven't had enough time for me.
likewise. Yeah. What has been up with you lately? What's been going on in the T-Mac world?
Oh, geez, it's been so boring without you. Oh, geez, I sit and I cry all day, and then I check my Facebook for your messages, and it's been just so depressing. And then Russ, he never messages, so I just sort of it's been a very slow year. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know my messages were wanted. Maybe you need to make it clear.
Sorry. No, yeah, I had wanted to go. I had wanted to go to the Ozark UFO conference this year with KGRA, and unfortunately, it landed on Easter. So, Micah Hanks and we were supposed to go down, and it just didn't happen because you know what? I have kids. So the kids come first, unfortunately, or fortunately. Easter was great. So yeah, it was a good time. Although I really do miss my ET UFO people. And of course I miss Kevin because he's my paranormal supernatural bud. So Russ, you're just out there somewhere in skeptic land, but I need our skeptics as well.
I mean, as far as ET goes, I was more of a Drew Barrymore fan, but then she kind of just took a hard left in her career. She kind of went haywire.
Yeah, she did, didn't she?
Yeah.
Well, Tiffany, there's been, since you and I have, stopped doing the KT. Well, I wouldn't say stop. We put it on hold because you and I have said that when the time is right, when the stars align, the KT Unearthly show will hit it again, and we'll know when it's right, and we'll do it. But in between the last show and say tonight, there's been a few stories out there that have come up that I thought would make for great conversation with you. And here's one. Russ, even Russ has to know, you're familiar with Blink 182, Russ, correct? The band?
Yeah, right after Wink 181, right?
Something like what was their song? It was like what was their one?
They're not really a one-hit wonder. I mean, they've had a lot of songs.
Not. Yeah. Well, their drummer Russ recently received an award for being Researcher of the Year from the International UFO Congress. The Blink 182 co-founder has made references and suggestions that there is evidence of, alien life. And in the very near future, he is going to put our minds at rest and reveal this. And some of this, Tiffany, correct me if I'm wrong, kind of coincides with the guy. Who was the guy with Clinton? Podesta? Is that Tom Podesta?
Podesta,
right?
John Podesta.
Yeah.
Yep.
Some of the emails. But share with us what I know you know this, but what has been your understanding of Tom DeLonge, the whole alien conspiracy, and what should come out this year?
Well, okay. So going back to one of our previous guests, Grant Cameron, he really had a strong interest in not only John Podesta in the files that he had, shared based on the Clinton campaign. He's also done so much research into Tom DeLonge and all of these emails that he has been shooting from Clinton to all of these people within the government and our military industrial complex. So, he has a lot of, I would like to say good information, but he has about 10 really good government contacts and military contacts that he is using as sort of informants and patriots in this campaign that he's doing. He's written this book. That has been, it's like 700 pages and it's very impressive. But when it comes down to it, the book is called Secret Machines, Book 1, Chasing Shadows. So I did get it. I'm about halfway through and it is, it's fictional, but it's written with information that DeLong says he's gotten from sources from within the aerospace industry and the Department of Defense and NASA. Now, I'm a very, very small person, okay? And I worked for the Department of Defense, and I worked on a NATO base. And I will tell you that as a small person, you don't get a whole lot of information. So the kind of information that he may have is suspect. I think that he is a very interesting character with a very broad intellect and huge imagination that he has been using to gather information and gather into a form, a book. And I like the idea. I like the topic, but I just don't know where it came from and where it's going. So, when it comes down to these 10 people that he has, I almost think that he's reeled them in somehow and caught their interest. But you never know with the government and military. You don't know if they're using you as a tool themselves. So is he a tool or is he an agent? I'm not sure. And that's sort of the only thing that I've gotten from Grant Cameron's information through the Podesta files and through the book. I don't know if he has just really good connections and really great information, or if he is somebody who just has a great imagination and likes to put out a lot of potential information.
But John Podesta, who was the campaign manager for Hillary Clinton, right. He's per se a respectable, you would think, guy who would have some inside information. And some of those emails that Grant Cameron had shared with us on previous shows implied that there was some legit proof to the existence. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes, but I mean there are a lot of people out here in the world who claim to have seen aliens, have claimed to have seen UFOs, and I mean, is their information any less invaluable? There's a lot of people.
Russ?
I don't know. Is he?
Right.
Throw it to Russ.
Let's Russ. You digest
it's all true.
5 minutes of this.
It's all true. I'm telling you right now, it's all true. And here's the main point. If you slow your mind down for a second and completely concentrate on your breathing, and then remove your consciousnly from the onboard computer, which is your mind, you'll realize that there's an alien in each and every one of us. We're all aliens. It's just like the Scientologist said. They put their master alien race or whatever into us primate down here, and here we are. We're walking around. The onboard computer tells us what to do, keeps us filled with fear, negativity, and doubt. And as soon as we remove ourselves from that onboard computer and realize that we are separate from our minds, then we can truly embody our alien forms.
Good God, Russ. See, Tiffany, this is where I don't know if he's fucking being honest, or are you being serious, Russ?
Seriously. Can't tell either.
I can't 80%. Either.
80%. Yeah.
But you had this epiphany recently with this whole this mind-blowing thing that you kind of you kind of see life through a different lens. Share with us real quick, because this kind of, I don't want to say this is a paranormal or a phenomenon, but it is different. So share that with Tiffany and I, and we'll get Tiffany's reaction.
Well, let's do it. Let's do a little exercise, because I'm going to go into the exercise right now. All right, so sit down, become comfortable, let all of your extremities kind of rest, and then kind of just pay attention. It's almost like hypnosis, but just pay attention to my voice, and then pay attention to your own breathing. Listen to yourself breathe. Notice yourself breathing. And then as you notice your breathing, pay attention to the next thought that pops into your mind. It'll probably be something random. It could be something related to the show, because that's what's going on. But notice that you didn't author that thought, that thought popped into your mind, and you are the observer of that thought. The ability to observe your own thoughts is known as your consciousness. So when you embody your consciousness, you are separate from your observed mind. Now, what you can do is you can watch your mind. And when your mind comes in with something negative, you can say, wait a minute, why would you come in something negative here? I don't need negativity right now. You don't need to protect me. Your mind comes in with fear, doubt, and negativity to protect you. So you can tell your mind, hey, wait a minute, this is not the case for fear, doubt, or negativity. I'm just conscious right now. And when you're conscious, there is no future and there is no past. There's only the now. That's what the book is. It's called The Power of Now. When you're in the now, you're your conscious self. When you're in time perceived, realm, then you're identifying with your observed mind. That's just kind of a little tidbit of knowledge, but both of you can feel exactly what I'm saying because I'm in the now. And when you're in the now, you draw other people into it. And that's, I'll break there and let us go back to our perceived minds.
That's very, I think you're dead on, Russ. That's kind of heavy, but I see where you're going. Tiffany?
I'm seeing a new side of Russ.
Yeah,
really
that's because what I did there had very little to do with the words. The words were...
Yes, but I saw it. I saw one side earlier, and now I'm seeing another.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm multifaceted.
You are. That's great.
Giggle. Wow, Russ, how long you have? Are you? Does this mean you're like starting to jump or feel good about like Mike Pence? Is it that kind of?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. Because what Mike Pence is he is a manifestation of one side of conflict. Our bodies are conflict. All life comes from conflict. Enlightenment comes from conflict. So as our bodies conflict inside of ourselves, we create movement. It creates energy. Conflict creates energy. We are energy. When I was talking a while ago, I was talking with energy. If you get out of your mind state and listen, the words are insignificant. You felt the energy that I was trying to share. It wouldn't have mattered if you were really paying attention to the words or not. The energy felt good. It made sense. I came to it. I tried to get you all more in tune with the energy I was about to share by going through the whole breathing exercise. I mean, it's actually a little more in depth than that, but I felt, hey, we got a show to do. We can't, drag it out too long. But it's all about energy, Kevin. You can there's energy that you can actually understand without words. When people are in tune and they're in the now and they're both focused in the now, or even a group of people, they feel the energy and the words become less significant.
Colleen, are you feeling me? I'm sending out some energy to you. I digress a little bit. All right. Tiffany, going back to some paranormal ufology stuff. Another article that I saw, actually it was several articles recently, and I guess this has just become a very popular topic. Is Earth a alien prison planet? Basically, that's the summation of these articles. There's been several, and these are not, some crazy websites that are put. I've seen this on USA Today and some other highly, respectable sites where there are people in the scientific world that actually entertain the thought that if there is per se life outside of this universe, that our planet could be a site or a prison planet, if you will, for people who just didn't cut it in their world. I don't know if you've heard of any of those stories, but if not, digest that.
Am I supposed to respond to that?
You are, yes.
Okay. I think that's absurd, but I like the idea that, it sounds very sci-fi. It sounds very something that would make a great Predator film.
Predator.
I'm not sure. Well, maybe just sociopaths. I don't know. I can see that there are a lot of rejects here, and I get it. I get your point. But I think that there's still a lot of good people out there. So the whole prison planet, maybe we're just all food. Maybe we're just a feeder planet. How's that?
Russ, your turn.
No.
Maybe we're just all. No, I mean this is a sci-fi diatribe that I went on in my own head the other day. Maybe we're just all smaller parts of a larger consciousness, and we get to be part of the conflict as our conscious entity gets to go into the lottery of going into the universe and be part of the larger consciousness. And some people get to be Taylor Swift, and some people to mowed down in their village in Zimbabwe. But it's just kind of a consciousness lottery to create movement and to create and to further enlightenment. How about that?
Oh, maybe we're all here because of. Go ahead, Kevin. Let's hear it.
No, I was to say he's in some ways kind of in justifying or not justifying, agreeing with that. I mean, because I believe, I've always believed that within our DNA, we all have a stamp or a genetic makeup. Someone eventually will be able to tap into our DNA and say, Kevin Hale, was born on this. The DNA clearly will say there's, of those ones that they can't read, but when they do read it, here's my born on date and my end date. I've already got a predetermined end date. That's my story. You and the three of us are here tonight because that's how shit happens. It was designed for us to cross paths. It's not by chance. There is no such thing as chance. It's all design. We'll wake up tomorrow and be happy that we're alive, but that's part of the plan. That is how I see it. And Tiffany, I think part of the plan is
for my take.
I think, okay, I may be taking it a little too deep, but I think Tiffany, part of the plan is that you and I will still do another paranormal show. That's just my
look at that. All that for that, huh, Kevin? All that just to make us pass at Tiffany.
To make it pass. Oh yeah. Now she's actually here's the story, Russ.
What a player.
I'm gonna set the record straight with Tiffany. When I first came across Tiffany, figuratively on online, I saw her paranormal liking. She's from Louisville. We connected. Yes, there was I the typical guy that saw Tiffany Mac and was like, "Good God, look at her! She's stunning. I mean, she's beautiful." And then when I got to know her, then it was like she became my little sister. And I've only seen her that way. She's just we've connected from the get go. So, which makes Tiffany, if Tiffany's my sister, which makes Colleen family too. What does that make her? My ET mama
mother-in-law.
Or something.
Yeah, your
mother.
ET
well,
mama.
not mother-in-law, but ET mama. So, no, it's just how Russ. This is how it's all been laid out. I don't think.
You don't believe in coincidences?
No, I don't. Not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
No.
It's all energy.
Didn't you see Signs? The movie Signs. No such thing as coincidence.
Okay.
Loved it. Russ, am I getting a little too deep for you?
No, what you're doing is you're kind of just waxing silly just to kind of set the mood. I feel your energy. See, your words are insignificant. The energy is that you're just trying to seduce the moment.
No, not at all. This is not. I'm not jumping on. I've been on the Tiffany bandwagon for over a year, so I don't have to play that card. But I've been on this mindset with life and who I think we are for a long time.
Speaking of a year, do you know what this past month was, Kevin?
It was our anniversary, right? First show anniversary. Right?
Yeah.
April.
Happy anniversary.
Well, we had an anniversary. I had a milestone. I had a milestone birthday that I did invite you to, which
no chocolate.
I threw that out. Yeah, it's all good.
No
pimp
steamy
game is
music,
off,
nothing. It is. That's what happens when you hit 50, I guess.
Fuck you.
Oh, burn.
Well, Tiffany, let's turn the ball over. Put the ball in your court. What topic or conversation would you like to throw at us tonight?
Okay. All right. Well, okay. So I did have something that I was thinking about, and I have a girlfriend who is into hypnotherapy and regressions, and we had discussed, she was on our show at the beginning of last year. So this is why I was thinking about her. Last year at this time, Rebecca Girasitano was on our show, and she was one of the girls that I went to the Ozark conference with. So last year, we had really just sort of rehashed some of our regressions that she had done with me. And one of the things that we had discussed and sort of figured out is that I may have had a past life that was impacting my current life. So one of the things that I sort of figured out was, yes, I went to Greece, but not only did I go to Greece, I really do feel that I had this past life being this person, this woman who I was, and her name was Angela, and she lived in this little bitty tiny village. And I remember my father, and I remember my grandmother, and I remember the house, and it was this little bitty tiny house, stone house. And to the left of it, there was a little lean-to that had some goats and some chickens and some rabbits, and it was set up against a mountain, and there were fig trees and all of these just wonderful surroundings. And so when I thought about that, and like I really don't know if it exists. I don't know if it was all created in my mind based on this experience that I had in Greece. But I went back and I thought about it for a little bit, and I started thinking about a message that you had sent to me about children who had seemingly remembered past lives. And not only had they remembered their past lives, but some of them remembered how they had died, and how they had, the person that had even killed them. Do you remember this, Kevin?
That was I sent that. Didn't I send that to you recently?
Yeah, that was a recent one. So
yeah.
So anyways, I ended up going through and just sort of thinking about the different types of signs that maybe you had a past life. So reincarnation it's actually reached back like 3,000 years, 4,000 years, discussed, by the ancient Greeks, traditions in India and the Celtic Druids. And it's a tantalizing belief that our spirits are not confined to the 7, 8, or 9 decades of life on Earth, if we're lucky, but that we have lived before and might live again. So what do you think about the idea of maybe living again? Have you ever thought about the idea of maybe you've lived before, like your anxieties and frustrations that you encounter now, maybe they may stem from something that has happened in a previous life? I don't know.
That's a good. And let me add to this, Russ, because I'm going to let you answer this quickly, because the article I sent Tiffany blew me away. And this is another one, wasn't from one of these crazy websites. It was a respectable site, but this kid supposedly, allegedly, remembered his past life and how he died. And it was like all the details that he had talked about was dead on. Now, was this a gimmick? It remains to be seen. But, for someone to be able to, I don't know, tap into some type of, inner, within oneself, is that so far-fetched, Russ?
Well, first off, let me start by saying this. I just came up with a whole new bit for Jack Foxworthy. It's if you're from Alabama and you start speaking Mandarin, you just might have had a past life. See what I'm saying?
I like that.
So it's something like that.
I like it. I like it a lot.
So
yeah.
We can go through this whole deal, but I don't know, man. Who knows? I mean, I don't get me wrong. I still think that people who say they see I don't think it's going to be visual evidence. I don't think we're ever going to see visual evidence of any of this stuff. And people that are just really going after that, I think they're a little desperate to come up with something. But I will say this. I will say that I know for a fact that our consciousness is separate from the gray matter, which we call our brain. And our brain is an onboard autopilot computer that we identify with too much, actually, because we identify with it too much because there are things that we want to do, things that we want to achieve, things that we want to experience, that the protection of our mind says, no, don't do that. No, you'll be terrible at that. Don't do that. No, don't do that. Don't go up and talk to that really pretty chick because she's way out of your league and you'll never qualify for that. Or don't go after that job that you really want because you just don't have the qualifications. You just stay back and stay safe. So that's our job's mind. The same if you're like a raccoon walking through the forest and says, oh my God, big noise, stop, stay right here. The brain automatically says these things. When you separate your consciousness from your brain, you can see what the brain is doing. You can notice what it's doing, and you can start to pull yourself away from that. And you can still have all the intelligence and all of the, good from bad, right from wrong, safe from not safe. But you don't have to identify with that onboard computer, which is your brain, because that limits you greatly. So what I would say, my answer in saying all that is, it would not shock me if your consciousness can be reincarnated in some way.
Okay, well, let me bring up the subject of deja vu. What do you think about, these either the deja sentient, which is already felt, perhaps triggered by like a voice or music, or the deja viste, which is a place so familiar that you feel like you've been there before? We've all had those feelings. How do you explain something like that?
Well, I don't think you do explain it. I think you feel it. So if you feel it, it just depends on how strong the feeling is. If you can separate, the trick is just separate from your mind, because your mind will play games with you. Even when you, through my little journey here, when I separate my consciousness from my mind and I'm in the moment and I don't have any negativity, I don't have any doubt, I don't have any fears, traditional fears and traditional negativity and traditional doubt, then I get into a very, present state. And the past is immaterial. The future is immaterial. The fact that my name is Russell is immaterial. I'm just being. I'm just there, and I'm being in that state. So, being in that state. Are you
meditating these days, Russ?
Absolutely. I'm meditating as we speak right now, because the whole trick is to be able to meditate, and I'm serious. The trick is to be able to be in the present moment, which is basically meditation, but still being able to access your mind. Right now, to put it very crudely, everybody that you see in life every day is their mind's bitch. So their mind tells them what to do. Their mind decides what they're going to eat. Their mind decides what's safe and what's not safe. Their mind decides what moves are going to make it limit them. It decides, when I say decides, it limits them to what it considers in the safe paradigm. When you remove yourself from your mind, and like celebrities and people who achieve greatness do this, and they do it almost without knowing it, they remove themselves from their mind, and they strive forward. They push through it. They push through the construct that is their perceived mind. So what I'm saying is, if you have deja vu, then if it's important to you, if it's significant, then just be in the moment. Notice it. Pay attention. Is your mind telling you something like that, or are you feeling it on a energy level? Is it an energy that is coming into your consciousness? And you can understand things on an energy level that words will never be able to articulate. So that's
Wow.
that kind of it's a little bit disappointing, because everybody wants to report their experience. We all want to say, "Hey, guess what happened? This happened," and it's not gonna, unless you can transfer the energy that you felt to someone. They're not going to understand it, because you understood it through energy. They're not going to understand it unless you can convey the energy to them. So if you can use all the words in the world, and it's just going to sound like you're just going to sound like a crackpot. So you just have to pay attention to your consciousness, or be your consciousness, and pay attention to your perceived mind, and that will get you closer to where you are centered.
Tiffany, I don't know about you. You've known Russ from way back when we all did, we were doing shows together.
Right.
Are you hearing a different side of Russ tonight? I mean, this is not the Russ that I know. I'm
really shocked, actually. Yeah.
How would this, be honest, as a female, Tiffany, would this be like good pillow talk? I mean, seriously, because knowing Russ the way you know him.
I actually, it's complete and total confusion from my side. I feel slightly bipolar right now. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Wow, he is throwing a curveball
but
at
it
us
feels
tonight.
dirty. Yeah, I like it, but it feels dirty.
Russ, what is? Well, your game is like, man, you have thrown a curveball at us tonight. I thought you were. I didn't know what to expect from you, because you've always been a little critical of the paranormal stuff, Russ. But tonight, we are seeing a whole different side. There's some paranormal chicks out there that there's some paranormal chicks out there. Their panties have dropped tonight just because of what you said tonight, Russ. I'm sorry.
Well, that's definitely part of the plan. That's totally part of the plan. Turns out my consciousness is firmly into that kind of thing. My mind just likes to argue. So that's what you're seeing the difference. My mind likes to argue. My consciousness likes to, get down to the nitty gritty.
The nitty gritty. Tiffany, where have you been, baby? I mean, seriously, this is the nonsense. I say that.
Tiffany's feeling the energy, Kevin. Just let her feel the energy for a minute. Just let her feel the energy, Kevin. There's no, you don't want to disrupt the moment. She's sitting there humming at you to let you know that she's still feeling the energy. So just let's all have a moment of silence.
Well, Tiffany, I have to say
it's always fun.
It is. I mean,
absolutely.
We, as I said, for the sake of the KT Unearthly show, which was Kevin and Tiffany doing our paranormal show on a Friday night. When we were doing it on a Friday night, Tiffany, that took me out of the whole Friday night game as far as doing anything, because I gave you my off, from 10 to midnight every Friday night. And after, once the show ended on
kept you
Friday
out of trouble.
You did, and after midnight, once midnight rolled around, and actually our shows would actually stay on a little later than midnight. We've
had a few that went 3 hours.
Yeah, we'd have to wind down, and it was all good. We had a good time. Yeah, you probably did keep me out of trouble. And there was that one time, I have to bring this up, where someone on one time at band camp, when someone, Tiffany, that you and I are probably talking to right now, was here during a show, and
Can I
the
say
show.
his name? Can I
Don't
tell
say
you
his
the name of the show? Okay.
It was the show kind of bombed that night. You gave me all kinds of shit the next day about the
I
show,
wanted to kill
but I was
you.
totally distracted because
I
of
can't imagine why.
of all this shit that was kind of
Yeah.
going on over my shoulder.
Let's not
behind
talk
my
about
shoulder.
that. My mom's online.
Yeah, his mom's online. Yeah.
Yeah.
Russ, once again, Russ, famous and
He killed it.
infamous.
Yes.
He always kills.
He killed it that night. I think he slaughtered
Tiffany,
it, actually.
He's with the diamond cutter. Russ, what's been up with the diamond cutter lately?
Not too much. That guy, he needs to come out of his box, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Mallory's a fan. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
Matter of fact,
have you been?
She told me that.
Go ahead, Russ. She said what?
No, there was
what
something about. She said something about today. She was talking about candles and wax, and she said, she would have the candles and the wax ready.
Yeah, but you're in Big
Okay.
D. Was she talking about you or?
Oh, when I come home, I'm coming home tomorrow. I'm leaving to come home tomorrow.
All right.
So she was,
I can't wait for that reunion. I'm so excited for you guys.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So excited. Absolutely.
The energy will be palpable.
I'm sure it will be. We'll feel
Tiffany,
it all over Louisville.
That's right.
You weren't you doing something real quick? Weren't you doing something with Micah? On
occasionally I do. Yeah.
What was that
I
about?
do.
What was that about?
Well, it's called the Gralien X. It's sort of like a subscriber edition of his podcast, and it's actually a lot of fun. We do it with the Mouth of the South, obviously, Micah Hanks. But there's been some fun times. Jason Pentrail, Matt. Why did I just lose his name? What is wrong with me? I'm a bad person. Don't tell them.
Energy.
Oh my God, what is wrong with me? I am bad. But it's a lot of fun. I've done a few shows with him, and lately I've had a lot going on, so I haven't been able to do hardly anything. So sad.
So sad.
Such a beautiful song. Yeah.
Listen to that voice.
Yep.
A blonde.
I don't think I've noticed Tiffany's energy before. I'm noticing it pretty hard right now.
I bet you are.
Check this out. Tiffany. One more last paranormal question. I'm turning on his mic to one of our favorites. Caller, say your name and your question.
My name is Remy.
Oh, Remy. Hi.
Remy has excellent energy. I know this.
He does.
Oh, yeah.
He's got fantastic energy.
First of all, I want to welcome T-Mac back to the show. You know what? I literally woke up today. I think since the last time she was on, I was abducted by an alien because I have no clue what I've been doing.
Oh, I don't know. What have you been doing in the Great White North?
I have no idea.
What
I just woke up. When I found out you were going to be on the show, suddenly I'm here, and that's just the way it is.
That's awesome. Did they return you to the White Mountains or where exactly?
Yeah,
Sierra Nevada?
Where were you? Somewhere.
Maybe
how's everything with you?
Oh my God. Better now. I feel great.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to make a quick comment. Listen, I think it's really cool that Russ is experimenting with certain medications now because he sounded really cool tonight.
Yeah.
Medication.
It's good to be medicated.
No, Remy, I'm just waking up, sir. I'm just waking up.
Oh, you're seeing the light just like me. That's good. Yeah, no problem.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm sure when you're out in nature, I'm sure you feel the energy. That's probably why you're there, because you felt the energy, and that energy is where you have to be to have your energy feel the way you want it to feel.
Totally, and I'm feeling the energy tonight. So I have a question for the lovely Tiffany, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
And it's extraterrestrial related. I was thinking, is it possible that, listen, what if life is actually the dream, and then when we die, we wake up?
Wow. Good.
Remy, my brain just exploded.
Oh,
wow.
That is great.
What are your thoughts on that?
Wow.
Wow. I don't know. I think that it would sort of be a wasted 80 or 90 years, but maybe not. Maybe it's
in the concept of time, 80 or 90.
Infinite time? Yeah, maybe.
That's true.
Because you mentioned the Grand Canyon. When I go there, like it represents, a fraction. Our lives represent a fraction of the time that it took to create the Grand Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
Simply seconds. I threw you for a loop tonight, didn't I?
You did.
That's
I love it when you do
awesome.
that, Remy. Just don't throw me off the cliff.
No, never.
Don't
I'll be
push
hanging
me
on to you
and,
off the cliff.
Don't let me fall, Remy. Don't let me fall.
No, never.
I've missed you. I've missed you lots. Yeah.
I've missed all of you guys. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Remy, you've been still doing your adventures and stuff. So I'm sure since the last time you've been on our show, you've got some great stories to tell the next time we get you on the show. So can we plan to get...
Yes, I have something actually planned that's coming up that you guys are really going to think is cool. However, I can't mention it tonight because tonight is Tiffany Mac night.
Oh, man, Remy, you just like to reel me in.
He's just giving you the tip. That's all, not the whole thing, Tim.
I think just the frightening.
Mom's on the phone. Shit, I forgot that, Tiffany. My bad. Sorry, Colleen.
Sorry, Ma.
She's on the show. Yeah.
Remy, say hi to my mama.
Hey, Mama. What's up?
Mama. All right,
no,
guys.
But seriously, there's something really cool. There's something really cool coming up, and that could be for another show. Seriously.
I feel it, Remy. I know things are going to be fantastic for you. I feel like you're going to be on Destination America or something really fun like that. That's what I'm feeling.
He's one level away from that.
I agree.
So let's do this.
He's going to conquer
I want to make
it.
this.
I know it.
How about this? Remy, when you're ready to come on the show, I will reach out to Tiffany and she will, on a Monday night show, not paranormal, Monday night, Tiffany will join us, part of the show, and we'll get the Remy adventure, Remy effect that night. Deal?
Excellent.
Don't forget to call me. I'm going to be on. I will be there with bells on.
All right.
Excellent.
Guys,
and
Russ is a given. So
okay.
I have to do it. I still have show to do. Tiffany, you know where you stand in my heart of hearts. Love you. Love Mama, Queen Colleen. I will reach out to you, Tiffany, because you and I have our thing that's going to go on until forever. So
infinity.
Thanks for
and beyond.
Hanging out with. Thanks for the pregame, the pre-show stuff tonight, Tiffany. Mm-hmm. I think you owe the ball's in your court with the pregame stuff.
Uh-huh.
You know,
sure.
And Remy. Shooting from the lip,
but Remy, thank you.
Shooting from the lip loves Remy, Michael, and Russ. Are you still there? What are you doing, Russ?
You know I'm here.
All right. We are letting our guests go from the first segment. Tiffany, much love. I'll be in touch, baby.
Thank you.
Okay, love you all, you guys. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye, Remy.
Take care, Remy.
Take care.
Love, peace, and harmony for all.
You got it.
For all. Turning her mic on, Russ. Jeni Jaggers.
Good evening.
What's up, lady?
Hi.
Thanks for hanging with us, man.
You said Tucker Carlson? You said it was going to be Tucker Carlson that's on tonight?
Megyn Kelly during her Fox Channel days, which I like Megyn during their Fox Channel. I like Megyn now. Megyn's kind of cool.
She's not bad. Not
She's not
lady.
bad.
How are you guys doing?
What's up?
Excellent.
Good.
What's up with you,
Actually,
Jamie?
I got to say something real quick before we move on to the round of shots, because Russ mentioned the book that you mentioned, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I've read it.
Yeah.
And so it's actually a really excellent book. And another book that comes to mind, is less spiritual but still really powerful, is The War of Art. And it's by Stephen Pressfield. And it definitely talks about like kind of monkey mind and things like that you were talking about. It's really, really great stuff. But great segment. Really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed Tiffany.
Absolutely.
Tiffany has been part of the Shooting from the Lip family for over a year. She and I did a Friday night paranormal theme show, which I'm into the paranormal. I do have my reservations. Not every light in the sky. Yeah, not every light in the sky is alien or whatever, but it makes you think. And Tiffany's got some great stories, personal stories that she has shared, and we had some great guests. I mean, so I'm very proud of those.
Who doesn't like to talk
stuff
about ghosts and aliens and UFOs?
Right.
Who doesn't like to talk about that?
Right. So
and it's a great way to get inside someone's mind and kind
Exactly.
how they view the world and things like that. Yeah.
So I will. I've got to get you two to meet. I think you two are destined to meet. You and Jamie and Tiffany. We'll have to make it. This segment as we have affectionately come to know on Monday nights, second segment is our round of shots, where I start throwing out some local/national trending topics to our panel, Russ, and our shooting from the lip contributor, whether she wants to be or not. She wants to be. She doesn't. If she doesn't say it, she just doesn't know it. Russ, can you seal the deal to make Jamie a contributor to this show? I know you can, Russ.
Yeah, probably. All I have to do is give her good energy and let her know it's a safe space. Because you know how conservatives need their safe spaces. They got to have their
conservatives need their safe. All right, let's.
my God.
Yeah, with some seriousness / fun, let's do these shots. Russ, are you drinking something? What are you drinking there, Russ? Is that you with the ice?
Well, no, that was actually a peppermint because I took a little sip of some Basil Hayden rye whiskey that's really hard to find in Kentucky, and I found in Texas. And then I got some Kentucky Breakfast Stout, which is in a Founder's beer that's aged in bourbon barrels for like 6 months. So it's really hard to find in Kentucky. But apparently the Texans haven't caught on to the good stuff yet, so I was able to find some of this stuff in a liquor store. So I have quite the sophisticated, eclectic group of intoxicants here.
Intoxicant. And you know what's also funny, Russ, is that Jamie, was playing the "I'm so tired" card before the show started, and it was like, okay, Jamie, if you're tired, go ahead, you can bail, you can have the night off. I understand, because our show that we do is a hobby. We all have real jobs during the day, but this is a hobby. So I was like, Jamie, rest. I get it. But she didn't want to. I think she wanted to talk to you, Russ. And what's also funny, God. Russ, check this out. Is not only do I think, she kind of played the card, well, I don't want to stay up late, blah, 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 or whatever. But mark my words, it's 10:54 right now. Let's see when we shut down this show and Jamie signs off. I guarantee it will be a little later than she wanted to. Because of Russ Man.
Gosh, you think
Russ
you've
Man.
got me all figured out.
Yeah, Russ and I are the master manipulators here.
Well,
all we need to do is, once we get in, then it's sin. All right, let's be serious. All right.
I think we're ever going to be really serious.
I know.
But okay, go ahead.
We can't. But you know what? let me give a quick shout out. People are listening, and Russ, we do. I have come to find out we have several hundreds of people who listen to our show, and it keeps growing. I do my part in promoting the show. Russ, do you?
Well, probably not, Kevin. But what I'm going to do for you now is I'm going to be in the moment, and I'm going to send the vibe out. I'm going to make the energy felt. So when you spread the energy, when you focus the energy, if you build it, they will come.
Right. So there's probably some
tonight.
Yeah, there's probably some conservative chick pumping gas whose panties just dropped at Thornton's because you just sent out that vibe, Russ.
Let me clarify, Kevin. You have to build it
slowly. All right.
You have to.
The panties are down to her knees right now, Russ.
Yeah, you got to respond to the cues. Okay. You got to feel the energy. And if you feel it and you escalate it, they will come.
All right. Let's, Russ, I need you to do a quick shout out as I'm digressing. Okay. Keep digressing. Our girl, Julie, who is, I swear, Jamie, listening in Australia right now. She is a fucking dedicated listener to all of the Shooting from the Lip shows. What is it, 14 or 15, whatever hours. Russ, give some love to Julie right now.
You know what? I can feel that down under energy coming right through the airwaves. So I just got a vision of kangaroos and shrimp on the Barbie and that funny looking white amphitheater on the water.
Wow.
That stuff. And then good on you, mate. That's not a knife. That's a knife. That kind of thing.
Julie, if you are hearing it, Julie, shoot me a message back and acknowledge. All right, let's move forward, guys. Staying local, I'm starting with Jamie here. Article on the Courier Journal, and it hits close to home for me because I've had two of my kids graduate from Ballard. One is a freshman at Ballard. Ballard students push administrators to honor slain ex-classmate. And why I brought this up tonight is that, one, my daughter Claire had posted this on Facebook, and when I read it, I found it a little interesting because, one, you're talking of a death of a 19-year-old who was, I'm reading the article, was found dead of a gunshot wound around, all right, Friday, blah, blah, blah. But the school had no acknowledgement or response to it. The reminder is as I was chatting with my daughter offline or through text, is that, these are kids. This person was 19, whatever predicament this kid was in, she's still a kid and a friend to, her people at Ballard. And through a kind of a protest, if you will, Jamie, the Ballard students kind of hijacked school and said, we need some type of reaction or response from the school. Jamie, are you aware of the story? And if so, chime in. And
I had a chance to skim through it, yes. I did see the article. I don't have all the information, but I did happen to see it, yes. So are you asking for my reaction, or do you have a specific question
your reaction
about it
well, let me go. I'm going to take it a little deeper because I see it for what, and I don't mean to offend people because we're kind of straight shooters here, but the fact of the circumstances around this kid's death was probably why the school didn't feel it was in their interest to respond or acknowledge. But again, Jamie, these are kids where right, or whatever the lifestyle is for a kid, you're talking of teenagers who are experiencing a situation where they've lost someone who they consider a friend. Was the school right or wrong in not immediately responding to this situation or this incident?
Well, I'm sorry, but the first thing that comes to mind is the PR perspective. As somebody who previously did public relations as a career, and it's in the school's best interest, and of course to the entire district, that they respond in some kind of way. And I noticed something that really stuck out to me in this article was that, a few teenagers died of cancer, of other causes, whereas, I don't want to proclaim to know the cause of death in this situation. I don't even know if it's been fully investigated, but the rumors and, the hearsay is that it involved gang activity. But, and he was 19. So that leads us to believe that obviously was held back at some point. So we can kind of see where, the possibility is there that this was, something that they would rather not shine a light on. But I think that is just, sweep it under the rug mentality isn't helping any teenagers. Yeah. And they should, first of all, be willing to just honor life regardless and have some kind of statement prepared and ready to release to the press or to even just to their students, and acknowledge that the student, is no longer present, and to let everyone have their moment. And some of this, it just, like I said, it's a sweep it under the rug thing. It's not going to go away just because you're acting like this didn't happen. Do you see what I'm saying at all?
No,
that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, and that it's without being so blunt, I mean, it is the culture we live in, is that, to your point, or actually to what you had mentioned, they had paid respects to an individual who died from cancer. And I think I've said she, and I actually meant he. But, and yeah, the story is that this individual might have been living the gangster, whatever lifestyle, whatever. But first and foremost, we're still talking kids. Right. And one of the quotes in the article, on the CJ article, was that this, when I read this, it's like that's when it kind of like, it's another epiphany, is that white people knew Jaquay too. They were crying too. And I am, when I think Jamie, I know you have a daughter, Russ, you have a daughter. I've got kids. when my kids ache, when my kids hurt, and my kids, because of Ballard, because of this tie, knew and were hurt for this. I hurt for my kids too. So yeah, again, where to me the school, I don't know. Russ, let me turn to you. I'm babbling. Your thoughts?
Well, I agree 100% that, it's a loss of life. It needs to be acknowledged. I mean, this is less about whatever the cause was and more about the energy of the children that are still there. I mean, they're young minds, they're developing minds. It's up to the adults to lead and say, hey, look, this was a bad set of circumstances. And, no matter what it was, I don't know what it was, but if it was, it's an unfortunate set of circumstances. This has happened. We're here to answer questions. We're here to try to, help you move on and make some kind of sense of this and then get back to the learning process. I mean, it's just, you have to, you can't just hold your breath and hold your nose and close your eyes and hope, that things just get better or disappear. So you have to acknowledge situations like this head on, and you have to, try to be sensitive to people's energy and just, do what's, be respectful. It's all about respect at the end of the day. Just be respectful and, respect people's feelings. But at the end of the day, the school's there to move forward and educate. But so, make it brief, make it, whatever it needs, the situation calls for, and then move forward. Because if you don't, if you have resistance and then you don't do something about it, all that resistance is going to turn into resentment.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead,
Something that is coming up for me is, there was a story not long ago, 2 teen boys, their names were Larry Ordway, he was 14, and Maurice Gordon, he was 16 years old, who were found murdered, it was a double homicide. The suspect is now in custody and all of that. But it literally just tore me apart seeing some of the interviews from family and people in that neighborhood, because you just sit here and you think about what you were doing at 14 and 16. And you're like, how does this happen? But it's sad on a level that it's like these kids should be being kids. And, we don't want to call anyone specifically out here, but it's sad on so many levels, even from a societal perspective, where you're just sitting here going, I'm heartbroken looking at pictures of these teenage boys who should be in sports and going to school, and somehow these things happen. And, absolutely we can't brush it under the rug, but in the defense of the school or of whoever else, you never know what's going on with an investigation. You never know what's going on with the wishes of the family. And officials and PR people always have to take those kind of things into consideration as well. So it should just be interesting how they respond.
Right. Okay. Next, shooting from the lip, round of shot topic, if you will. Jamie, actually, you turned me. You mentioned this one on a Facebook post, and I went to read the article online. I knew this had to be one that we talked about. The article from a local news station: man convicted of fetal homicide, sentenced to 5 years probation. This is a situation where the individual pleaded guilty to fetal homicide because of intoxication, a crash. The victim, who was pregnant at the time, lost her baby, but the woman survived. Jamie, This one was near and dear to you because you posted this on Facebook, which I think I can say because it is Facebook. Share with us really your thoughts immediately, because you when you posted it. Well, share with your post. Go ahead, present your the post and take us to the article.
Oh, you want me to read my post?
No, not read it, but summarize your where you were going with this post.
Here's the okay. Where I was going with it.
It's a legitimate post. Go ahead.
Feel the post.
Right. The thing that gets me really riled up is here we have a man that is being held accountable for killing a fetus. And, granted, in my opinion, is a very light sentence. But again, the opinion is neither here nor there. That's what the law decided needed to happen. But we have someone being held accountable for the life of an unborn child. And yet, this is happening across the country, literally almost every moment. An unborn child will die due to abortion. And so it just got me thinking, and not necessarily wanting to, incite an argument, but really curious just to hear people's opinions from pro-choice individuals about, their thoughts on fetal homicide versus abortion. And, here we have in the law written that this is basically murder. This guy murdered this 25-year-old woman's baby. She will never get that child back. And some women have to, wait months and even years to get pregnant. So who knows? But regardless, it was a huge loss for her. And so it just really got me wondering about, why in the law can somebody be held accountable for murder for this unborn child versus abortion? It's just, it's just a choice in this case. And in this instance, the child's life doesn't really matter either way. It's whatever definition the mom wants to give it. But over here, it's automatically murder. This guy has to pay this woman, and it's against the law. Interesting.
So your position is we should just let him off because of abortion then?
I didn't say that. It just said that that up.
It's a triangulation. It's kind of a triangulation. Yeah, the way you triangulated it suggests that.
Is that what you're saying, Jamie?
It was a question I asked only because why do we value life in one situation but not in the other? That's my question.
So you want to politicize it is what you want to do.
Well, that's a good question, Russ. Is she politicizing it or is she playing the religious card?
Oh, man, I'm just asking.
Yeah, we're asking, Jamie.
I mean, it definitely
trust me, Jamie, depending on what you answer, how you answer that question will determine how Russ goes from here.
Do I want to politicize it? Well, this is a political segment, so why not?
But it's also but we also make it a religious segment too.
Intentional murder with malice versus, hey, this is my body and I don't want to be a host at this moment. So, I mean, now, if we set aside, all personal feelings and we just look at the situation with no, outside constraints, intentional murder with malice and, hey, I don't want to be a host for what some people could refer to as a parasite at this point. You really could, we're not comparing apples and oranges there. I think we can probably move on from there with that illustration and know that we're not comparing apples to apples.
What did you just say, Russ?
I said we can move on from that illustration.
He's saying that an unborn child is an orange in a situation where the mother wants it, and then the unborn child can be an apple if somebody, does want it.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed with that. I didn't expect such good spin from Jamie.
Jamie,
so I'm actually tickled. I'm tickled just a little.
Brains, Russ. How do we consistently land females with looks and brains? Jamie, Tiffany. I mean, what is going? We are batting.
They are unicorns. Any conservative will tell you that women with looks and brains are unicorns, especially O'Reilly.
Speaking of looks and brains, Jamie, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. How was your weekend, baby? How was your weekend, baby?
It was phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
It was great.
Russ, yeah, but when is that? And I love you long time, Jamie, but I'm gonna kind of call you out here. This past weekend was phenomenal. What's the gap between phenomenal and the next potential phenomenal? Oh. Yeah, crickets. This is where I have to insert a soundbite of crickets. Wow.
Sounds like you're trying to insert. Trying to insert battery.
Yeah, you're right. Russ, you know where I'm going. We'll message. The three of us will messenger each other later. But all right, I kind of digress a little bit. We love Jamie. Jamie's a keeper, Russ. I have to do my part to keep Jamie part of Monday night. She will be the yang to your yin, Russ. She doesn't. You probably don't know this yet, or your yin doesn't know this yet, but she is the yang to your yang, Russ.
A lot of yanging going on.
You
are gonna just have it's gonna be a love-hate thing, okay?
But that's media. That's good radio. You're good with that. All right, check us out. Next topic, as we keep our quest to keep Jamie on by till midnight, and she. I don't think Jamie. It's kind of still my birthday celebration. So I don't want any. I don't want any. Well, kinda, but I'm gonna put this out there. Check this out, guys. I already enlightened Russ. Jamie. People were listening Sunday night. I actually, my birthday was April 23rd. I did my birthday night on the 22nd, Bistro 42. Shout out to Judy at Bistro for taking care of me. Much love, Judy. And she does listen. But part of when you hit the 50, Russ, like I did, or have, and Jamie, I kind of feel entitled. So a buddy of mine whose birthday is the same day, April 23rd, we decided with one of our local favorite bands that didn't get to celebrate with us that night is that they get to celebrate one more time with us. So my buddy Rick Hayes, shout out to Rick. Love you, buddy. This coming Sunday, the day after Derby, Captain's Quarters. One of my favorite bands, local bands, Soul Circus, my buddy Sean Wallace. They're playing Captain's Quarters. I am doing another birthday celebration in,
what a diva.
I am playing the diva card. Greg Unthank called me out the other night. He said I was kind of living the rock style life, whatever. I am with the show.
I can tell you this much, though. Right. I can tell you this much. Russ? The last time I hit the 50, I got beat in the street like Rodney King,
You've not hit 50, you fucker. I mean, you still got to wait. But give me some love,
no,
Russ.
50, dog, 50.
Oh, 50, the popo. The popo.
Yeah. I got beat in the street like Rodney King when I hit the 50. I ain't playing.
If my people, Russ, Jamie, have nothing to do on Sunday night, Sunday evening, 7 to 11. Actually, I won't be there till 11 because I actually have a podcast to do that night. But from 7 till probably 9ish, I will be there. If you all can make it, come hang with me. Jamie, I know you have a little one, but if
we're proud to announce that it'll be an open bar sponsored by Shooting from the Lip and Mr. Kevin Hale. Drinks on the house.
It's something along those lines. Yeah, actually, check this out too.
Something along those.
I have I have a project. I'm gonna actually lay it out tonight. I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow night. Hold on. Shooting from the Lip, slowly but surely, is conquering one zip code at a time here in Kentucky. So with all my people, on Tuesday night, we promote local music. Jamie, you said you've listened to some shows. Jamie, I will actually have you on because you got the music background. But Jamie, you'll appreciate this. We are Shooting from the Lip is going to be working with a local venue. I can't say yet until I get all the logistics out, where the goal is on a quarterly basis. Local bands who do original music. It will be a Shooting from the Lip night of original music at this venue. The plan is to start in July. Working out all the details. We're very close. Jamie, I'll fill you in later because I will want you part of this because of your music background. But the music scene here, guys, as I digress from our Monday night show, is so fucking hot. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, there's so much talent. Jamie, you got to hang out with a couple of the guys last week on Monday night.
Yes.
And I'm turning. I will turn you. I'm going to be turning you loose to those guys because I got to get you back into the music scene. If you've had that much time with music, you got to be part of it. So my pledge for Shooting from the Lip is that we take our show to the next level, where we're we're hosting music events. So stay tuned for that later. All right, sorry, I'm digressing. I'm sorry about that, guys. Let's see. Let's talk Trump. I know you guys don't like to talk Trump. Well, Russ,
Can I introduce this segment, Kevin?
Please, Russ.
I want to introduce it. Here's what I want to say. Okay, Trump, egomaniac or megalomaniac? Jamie, go.
Go, Jamie.
Very funny. Oh my God! Why are you asking me?
Why not?
I figured it has to be one or the other, right?
Oh man, I think he's probably an egomaniac.
Okay. I thought because of the big gold letters and everything.
One.
Yeah. With the big gold letters though, he's got a toe in the megalomaniac pool though, right?
Probably.
There you go. Okay. Well, I mean, as long as we're on the same page, see, look at the agreement.
I told you that he's not a Republican, first of all, and that he's very unorthodox. I'm not one of those. I'm not a blind, person sitting here thinking like, oh yes, the president is super dignified. It's it's not like that.
Well, Trump. I didn't even have to fish very hard for that one. I didn't have to fish very hard for that one, did I, Kevin?
I know you did.
Okay.
Well, check it out.
Next question.
As I keep going. Speaking of Trump, a Louisville man was charged with spray painting a swastika on police headquarters. Jamie, this made the news. I think we've kind of tapped in. We're not tapped in. We know of Trump's core base. We really do. Now, hold on, guys. For the next minute or so,
most of them went to Harvard, right? Most of them attended Ivy League schools. Am I right?
A few of them did. And a few of them work at a local news channel here in town. But I digress. Check this soundbite, Russ. You and I are Bill Maher guys. I'm guessing, Jamie, you're not a Bill Maher fan, are you?
He's okay. I mean, I don't have to totally. Yeah. Sometimes, I don't have to totally agree with a person in order to enjoy them. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. I mean, she wouldn't turn him down for a date if it could help her career. Is what she's saying.
Exactly. When is we have to figure out when the Russ, Kevin, Jamie show connects like at a music venue. But anyway, check out this soundbite, guys. I want to play this Bill Maher soundbite, and then I'll let you guys chime in. Check it out.
New rule: liberals have to stop trying to win over Trump voters with facts. You're wasting your breath, and you're going to need it because the air is not getting any better. Just look at these 100 days headlines. No regrets, Trump voters, unanimous. The myth of this disillusioned Trump voter. Even voters in liberal Massachusetts are sticking with Trump. Numbskulls find whole new level of numb. All right, I made that last one up. The point is, Trump supporters aren't changing their minds because the problem isn't in the mind. It's lower. It's emotional. Stop clinging to the false hope that if we just share this Facebook story about the time that he tried to have lunch with Frederick Douglass or high-fived Stevie Wonder or criticized Obama for playing golf and now he plays more golf, you're preaching to the yoga studio. The jury is in. He looks and acts like a man who's been painting his face with orange lead for 40 years. His people know they don't care. He could have Anne Frank's skeleton in his closet. They'd all vote for him again. The question is why? Why do they stick with him? I think it's because of a gut feeling that the world has changed and they don't like it. And Trump is going to change it back to the way it was. When a real American could flip around looking for a radio station and not have to hear mariachi music. I ain't no racist. But why does America need to have a black Santa Claus? Does everybody have to do everything? I think I speak for most liberals when I say I'm okay with black Santa. I don't think it's going to make the little drummer boy start cutting himself. But to Trump voters, making Santa black is unthinkable. It would be like making Jesus Middle Eastern.
Jamie. Jamie.
Oh, my God.
Is Jesus Middle Eastern?
Kevin, Jesus is about as a German as a damn, as a bratwurst. So I'm gonna tell you right now. So don't mess with me. He's German or he's English or something. I mean, worst case scenario, he's French. I'll tell you.
Russ, ixnay on that voice because I had something planned and you just fucking kind of blew that out of the water.
That was
Jamie,
a whole different guy.
I know.
Yeah.
Jamie, when you heard that, well, are you with Mar, against Mar? What?
I mean, there's something so annoying to me, and it's that, you've got literally right around half of America who voted for Donald Trump, and yet somehow it's comedy to put us all in this box and say they're all racist redneck people or whatever that people want to say. Whereas I really think most people who voted for Donald Trump kind of literally got to their ballot and stood there and said, well, fuck it, no one will ever know, because they just didn't like Hillary. And it's just kind of funny that, hey, I stand by my choice. I still wouldn't want, Hillary Clinton to be my president. That makes me a racist redneck to this half of America over here. It's just, is it funny? Is it, something that people want to watch and hear because it makes them feel good about themselves or whatever? Fine. But it is kind of getting old because, come on, grow up. Not everybody who voted for Donald Trump feels or looks a certain specific way. We're all individuals. And, I think people voted on issues. I think people voted on legitimate issues and not because they liked his personality.
Yeah. He's probably talking more about the mode, the median, and the mean, though. I mean, we got the mean is, kind of the, you got larger demographics. So he's kind of just making comedy of maybe one of the larger demographics that have a sweet set of truck nuts hanging from the back of their pickup truck.
And then I want to
Jamie, have you ever dated a guy with nuts hanging off the back of their truck?
Yes.
Really? Wow.
She walks the walk, Kevin. She walks the walk.
Oh my good God.
Hey,
nice.
Hey, Kevin, we say yes and we say ma'am, and if you ain't into that, we don't give a damn.
Wow. Jamie and her nuts. Nice. Okay, I would have thought.
Must have been a Ford, because if it was a Chevy, there'd be a split tail hanging from the back. That's all I'm saying.
And then the comments about Trump playing golf or whatever. I mean, literally, President Obama, I think it was something like, don't quote me on this, but I think it was 86% he increased our spending, $9 trillion more in debt, and
you're playing the Obama card here. What?
It's his voters.
Really? Oh my
God.
He's reaching down into the bag. We've heard about Hillary and Obama, two people that are somewhere on a beach sipping margaritas right now, and then they're back in play.
Making memes about Trump. All right. Continuing with Trump.
I didn't even get to finish my thought.
All right, finish your thought, JJ.
My thought was that Obama increased our spending and got us $9 trillion more in debt. And his voters, the people who consider themselves to identify with the Democratic Party or more left-leaning, by and large, are the ones criticizing President Trump for playing golf on his own golf course. I just don't care. I really don't.
I mean,
anyway.
At least Trump's playing golf. At least Trump and Obama played golf. I mean, Clinton was trying to seduce interns and get a little saliva on his willy. So I mean, it could be worse, Kevin.
Saliva on his willy. Nice
soundbite,
Russ.
Willie Clinton.
Yeah, Willie Clinton. Wow, I'm speechless. Let's see what's up. Let's stay with Trump, Jamie. I saw today on some of the the national news channels, including your favorite channel, Fox News. He's already starting to put out 2020 ads.
Really?
Trump and yeah. Is it because he's concerned, or is he just being proactive? Because depending on who you talk to, let's hear your finish. All right, you said
okay.
Continue with what's after Jamie.
from a marketing perspective, I think that it's kind of genius. And granted, a lot of people don't like him, but come on, it's good marketing, and it's the same reason.
It's the same reason as what?
I'm sorry. I wanted to let Russ finish his giggle.
That wasn't me. That was actually Kevin.
That was actually me, but yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
My voice doesn't go quite that high.
Yeah, it was a higher pitched giggle than my 6-year-old.
Fuck you. Both. Fuck you.
I just didn't want to be. I don't want no conservative chick thinking that I'm the wussy.
Oh wow.
I got big guns, Kevin.
Yeah, I know. Speaking. All right. You know what?
I can skin a buck and run a trout line, buddy.
All right. Fuck you both. Let's go to move. I'm gonna move on. And keep the show going. Speaking of guns, what's up with Jamie? I'll start with you because I think you. Well, actually, Russ, you're a Second Amendment guy, so you both can chime in here. NRA offers.
We're gonna make out on this topic.
We are, yeah. Actually, you two will make out and I'll just watch or listen. The NRA offers insurance to gun owners who shoot in self-defense. Did you hear that, Russ?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's bad energy out there. Every now and then you gotta thwart bad energy.
Yeah, from a price range of $13.95 to $31.95 a month. According to the website, you can get full spousal coverage and free 1-year NRA memberships with benefits. Yeah, wow. The
insurance
NRA
to me,
is okay.
Almost all insurance to me is kind of like what they say about religion. It's like when the first con man met the first fool. They're like, hey, I got a deal for you. Watch this.
Watch this. Jamie, let's watch what you got to say.
I don't see why this is any surprise or any kind of even in the news, I guess. It's like, you own guns. If you have them and you have your ammunition in your home, you're prepared. I know I am. I'm a single mom. It's just me and my little girl. I'm going to protect my little girl. And, I'm also former military, so I consider myself to be trained and ready. And with that said, things have to happen. You might have to defend yourself, and some of these criminals will turn around and put it on you and sue you. And I saw a case not long after I moved to Louisville where an individual broke into somebody's home, and when the person occupying the home woke up and came with a shotgun, the guy took off running and got shot from behind. And the guy's in a lot of legal trouble now because he shot the person while they were fleeing. So it's of course it's kind of like, well, no shit, yeah, have it. Why not? If I can insure other things, then why not that? I'm insuring myself for the possibility of running somebody over and killing them on the road. Why not with my gun?
Why not? Okay, fair enough. All right, we got that dead body out of the way. Let's move to the next topic. United continues damage control, Jamie, as they recoup from this this bad press with the doctor yanking him off the plane. I follow you you and I are Facebook friends, Jamie. We're friends first, but we're Facebook friends. So we're real friends and we're Facebook friends. And I'm a fan of what you put out there on Facebook because the truth is most of what you put out are good topics for the show. So you had touched on this incident with the doctor who raked in probably millions that neither party disclosed. But you had your view on that, basically kind of taking a shot at the said victim here. So chime in. Yeah.
Well,
the victim.
I think
he was.
Overall, this is an extremely unfortunate situation. So I don't want to come across like, the guy deserved to get beat up, or it isn't like that. However, I have a different perspective because I am a former flight attendant. I went through all of the training and learned about the different federal laws, and I know that the instant you are not obeying someone on a flight crew, that you are breaking the law. And that's even announced inside the airport before you get on the plane. That's announced on the plane. just so everyone's aware, these people have federal authority. And the reason the laws exist for a reason. Also, I just think people lose touch with reality a little bit as far as how complicated air travel really is, how many thousands of aircraft and individuals are in the sky on a daily basis and need to get from A to B, including flight crews. So if a plane, something happens to it, and suddenly another flight is getting canceled, that crew needs to get back home or needs to get somewhere else. People are going to get bumped off a plane because guess what? Let's say they needed to bump 3 people to get that crew to the next flight at the last instant for whatever reason. Well, that means there's potentially 300 people on another aircraft waiting for that 3-person crew. And what do you think United is going to say to those 300 people who don't even get a flight, all because Dr. Dow doesn't want to get out of his seat and be inconvenienced? And here's the thing. You sign an agreement when you pay for your plane ticket. You're saying, I agree that there's potential I could be bumped from my seat. Is it fair? No. Is overbooking fair to everybody? No. Shit happens. But it's so much more common than I think people realize. And it has a good purpose.
Well,
There's
Jamie,
a lesson here, Kevin. There's a big lesson here on this.
Hold on. Check this out, Russ. Hold on. Give me 20 seconds. As much as I've come to love Jamie, and I do love Jamie, she is a great acquisition for our show. Everything she said for the last 30 seconds was, in a sense, null and void because of United. Because everything you said, Jamie, although it's literal, it's technical, and from a legal standpoint, you're right. United decided to fucking play the settlement card and say, no, you got a case against us. We potentially fucked up in this case.
And that's what I was about to go on to, Kev.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, because the technicality is one thing, but video, with social media. Though Russ and I, Jamie, for the record, hope our social media viral moment is with some chick. That's all I'll say.
What?
That's all I'll say.
I don't know what that means. Not sure what that means, but here's what I got.
That means if you and I, Russ, go famous, it's because of the video with a chick. That's what I'm saying. Read between the lines.
I'll take fame in any mode. I don't care if it's a chick. That's great.
Right. Okay.
What I'm saying is this: the lesson. You're right, though, Kevin. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks or opines about the situation. The lesson was learned by United. Because the reason they settled is because they had, I've flown at least 4 times since that incident. And by the way, as an anecdote, I played poker with that guy, that Dr. Dow. I played poker with him before. I had a private game at somebody's house in Louisville. Yeah, a couple times.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. He's a wild man. He's absolutely crazy at the poker table too. He just, he either wins it all or loses it all. And
that's a whole different show there. But go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, but I don't know him that well. I only played poker with him a couple of times. But anyway, so the lesson was learned by United because I've been on a plane. And I know several people have, but I've been on a plane where they asked for volunteers to get off. And they asked me, and at the time, it was $400. It was a smaller commuter jet with like two seats on one side, 2 rows of seats on one side, and 1 row of seats on the other. And they came out, and we were on the runway or on the taxiway, and they said, "Hey, look, the plane has a self-weighing system. It says that we're overweight, and we need 3 volunteers to hop off the plane." And so they said, we're offering $400 a hotel night, $400 in travel vouchers, a night in a hotel, and $25 in food vouchers. So they sat there and nobody volunteered.
That ante's been upped since, but go ahead.
Okay, exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. This is the lesson. This is all demonstrating the lesson that's been learned. I didn't accept that. I was like, I wanted off the plane because I didn't want to fly on a plane that was overweight because my mind was telling me that was I wasn't going to be comfortable with that. So I said, they came down the aisle and they asked everybody individually. They made an announcement and then they asked everybody individually. And when they came to me, I said, I'd do it for $800 in travel vouchers and $50 in food coupons. And they said, okay. And they wrote that down. They went through the plane. They came back to me. They said, so $800 in travel coupons and $50 in food vouchers. I said, yep. And I said, well, I'll be able to get my suitcase off. They said, nope. And I said, well, then I'm probably going to need some underwear and socks because, I can wear my clothes, but I'm not wearing the same underwear. And I said, well, they gave me some kind of little thing for that to go buy something at one of the gift shops or something. So I negotiated and I got what I wanted. So what United, the horrible, finger up the butt lesson that United's going to learn here is that you better pay the people more if you want to before you drag them off the fucking plane. You better say, instead of, hey, $1,200 or $800 or whatever you offered, you better say, hey, how does $2,000 sound? Will you get off the plane for $2,000? And they'll get, if they would have just came up a few $100s, they would have saved themselves about $5 million, according to speculation.
Mm-hmm. Right. And now
that's just the $5 million. That's just the $5 million that they're going to have to pay for him in the settlement, or more. It's north of 3, probably not as much as 10, but that's just that money. Imagine the money that they lost in pissed off customers.
I'm guessing it is 7. Honestly, I think it's closer to 7. And as you just pointed out, the fallout. Oh, you might 3. It could be 3. In the fallout where customers, the bad PR is hurting them too.
Hey, and kudos to Dr. Dow. Kudos to the crazy fucking Dr. Dow for getting his teeth busted out and taking one for the team there. Because guess what? Well, we're not going to have to deal with that authoritarian bullshit in the future. Or we're going to have to deal with less of that authoritarian bullshit. When you're already in your seat on a plane and the authority figure had made the mistake to let you go there and then they need to change it, then pay for your mistake. That's conservatism. That's libertarianism. That's a meritocracy. Pay for your mistakes. Exactly. Face your mistakes. Own up to them and make them right.
Own up to them, Jamie. Own up to him, Jamie.
What's that?
Praise the Lord, Jamie. Praise the Lord.
I will say that the FAA has a cap on how much airlines can offer as a voucher. And I think that what's humorous about that...
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's
not true. They just
I'll be a whack job conservative for a second. What's your source? What's your source? I'll be a whack job conservative for a second.
Source? Yeah, because I heard just the other day it had gone up to 13,000 or something crazy like that.
Jamie? It's always been $1,350, $1,350.
Maybe she's right. Maybe they are going to the green.
I don't know if it's been changed, okay? I'm telling you what the law has been since I've known it. But to my knowledge, even up to that date, it was $1,350.
Well, the same story applies. Though, because think about this. You think it would have been cheaper for him to go ahead and give him some more money and pay the FAA fine than to give him $5 million for? I mean, I'm thinking the FAA fine's got to be less than $1 million.
Probably. Mm-hmm.
No, it's bad juju for them all around. I definitely what?
Jamie is playing the bad juju card because I think it's 11:48. Are you getting tired, Jamie?
I was tired when we started talking.
All right, baby. Keep going. It's all good. Go.
That was basically it. I mean, I can totally see where Russ is coming from on this. They do need to own up to it, and it couldn't have ever been worth it to them for what it has cost.
All right.
And, yeah.
Next topic I got to throw out at our lovely Jamie Jaggers, who is a fan of Fox News. What was your take on Fox?
He says it's so mean.
Fox's Bill Shine getting pushed out of Fox for all of his, the shit. What is the word I'm looking for? It's his
shenanigans.
Time with shenanigans. That's it. With Bill Owls, all of the Bill O'Reilly. Jamie, you're fans with a station that just likes to treat chicks with disrespect. That's the way I see it. Yes, no? Jamie.
I get probably more male chauvinism in 1 hour on this show than Bill O'Reilly ever handed out in his whole career.
That's a real nice compliment.
All right.
That's a nice compliment. Although, I mean,
I guess a compliment.
That's insinuating, though, Kevin. That's insinuating that we would be all grabby in studio. If we were in studio, it would be all grabby, which I can't say. It just depends on the vibe.
Grabby. It's not about being all grabby. Yeah. It's about being truthful. If we grabbed the truth from Fox News and said this was the article, this is what Jamie has to deal with. Jamie's a fan of Fox News. She's not thinking that her Fox boys are doing anything wrong. She just needs to hang out with us a little longer and realize Fox does not rock. Fox does not rock.
I'm going to stand up for O'Reilly and Trump for a second, because if I was a celebrity, if I were a celebrity, I would probably, misread some vibes, and every now and then, a chick would be like a deer in the headlights, and I'd be like, hey, how's it going down there, honey? And she'd be like, oh shit, I don't really want this, but he is famous and, kind of good looking. So, I would be like, I feel their pain there. I totally feel their pain.
All right. Check us out. As the show we're down to about 8 minutes left, and I still got my Jamie Jaggers on longer than she thought she would be on. That's called manipulation, Jamie. I love you. I love my Jamie. I love my Jamie. Check this out, Jamie. Here's a cool article. A GOP congressman weeps for God's forgiveness, because a marriage, this is, where am I going? In D.C. A Texas congressman choked back tears in an event in Washington, D.C. this week as he begged God to forgive the U.S. for legalizing same-sex marriage. Republican Randy Weber in Texas was one of the 20 members of Congress who spoke at the 6th annual Washington A Man of Prayer event. So basically, it sounds like you got a guy who, just doesn't want to fight the gay angle, whatever. Jamie, Russ, are you still with me?
He also talked about abortion.
He did. You're right.
In other news, Kevin, Hollywood just created a new category at the Oscars, Best Performance in a Legislative Body.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a total fucking acting job he did right there.
He did. We're doing. Check this out. An Arizona woman discovers a note from a Chinese prisoner in her purse bought at Walmart. At this Walmart in Arizona, she finds this article written in Chinese how in this case, the Chinese worker in the day is pleading how China are working 14 hours daily with no breakfast, continuing working overtime until midnight, and whoever doesn't finish this work will be beaten. You got a lot of real life stuff going here. So
it's all been fixed, though.
It's been fixed.
Yeah, they put in suicide net. So like the people who hate their lives, can't stand building iPhones anymore. They jump off the 5th floor and they get caught in the net and right back to work.
Right back to work. And
okay. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well, that's
sometimes when you hold a mirror up to society, sometimes what looks back at you isn't pleasant.
It isn't pleasant. All right. Check this out. My last one for Russ and Jamie, as we are winding down close to the midnight hour. Check this out. There is a disturbing sex trend called stealthing, and it's on the rise. And what this is, Russ, a disturbing
I know what it is.
New bedroom trend involves men secretly taking off their condoms during sex, and then sometimes later bragging about it online.
But all of us know, men and women. Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin. Go ahead. I'm interrupted.
Go.
I said all of us know that if you're hooking up and you're using the condom, and if it goes well, then no big deal. But if you get to kind of like an impasse where nobody can checkmate the other one, then both parties, if it just kind of slips off, nobody is like, okay, fine, it feels a little better now, and then you just kind of but you still want to go ahead and not make the deposit though, because other bad things can happen if the deposit's made.
All right.
Am I right or am I right?
Jamie, is he right?
Oh, God. This is so effed up, okay? This is not okay. I can't believe that Russ is saying something weird instead of talking about how horrible this is. But I will say this. Something that came to mind. I like to flip things on their head. And if you flip this on its head, it's kind of like, all right, guys are doing this because it feels better for them, and then they brag online about, oh, it took the condom off, blah, blah, blah. But
it feels better for everyone.
So it does feel better for everyone, but so for so long, women have been the ones in charge of their birth control predominantly. And we're the ones that end up having to take the pill or put the thing in or whatever. And I'm sorry, but I think that, little miss who wants to get pregnant might forget her pill conveniently just to kind of tie down her man, or
that's some real stealthing right there.
Exactly. There's other form of stealthing that's been going on for decades from another side of the house. So
I could form a support group with friends who's been stealthed in that way.
Yeah, and that's bullshit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that leads me to the whole thing where, if there's a suspicion of that, then, and this I actually argued this in high school, Jamie, you'll love this, because I was actually anti-abortion in high school pretty hard. I said, well, here's the logical end to this whole thing. If a girl gets pregnant, and this will show you how it's about the money. It's not about the morality of it. It's about the money. Because if a woman has the right to choose, then why doesn't a man have the right to choose? A man should be able to have the right to choose right when they find out that the woman is pregnant. It's like, hey, wait a minute, I didn't want this. I don't want to be part of this whole deal. It was a mistake. And so if a woman has the right to choose, then the man should have the right to choose as well, and say, even if you're going to have it, I'm going to go ahead and opt out of this deal. Because that's his choice. It should be his choice. But you know why that will never take? Even in the debate that I had in high school, I finally realized that they're not about morals. They're about money. So if the girl's going to have the baby, then the guy's just screwed. It's like, no, sorry, buddy. Yeah, you don't get no choice in your mistake.
Good point.
Your mistake doesn't get a choice.
Right.
Right,
Jamie. Right.
Nobody gets excited or passionate about that though, because they can't thump a book or some shit. Country boy can survive.
Nothing is going to be more high pitched than your giggle, Kevin.
True
Fuck
that.
You.
I'm with Jaggers on this one.
We're shutting down Monday night for Russ Hinkle, Jamie Jaggers, Tiffany Mac, everybody who came on, and these nuts who came on and played along with us. It was a good, fun day Monday night. So peace out, Louisville.
At no time were any animals or people hurt during this presentation of Shooting from the Lip.